History defines slavery through the lens of this hieroglyphic relief. We see physical borders, forced labor, and the visible weight of tools and chains holding a population in place. However, the most effective prisons do not require walls. They function by creating an environment where physical enforcement becomes unnecessary because the captive no longer desires to leave. This is why the biblical Exodus is a repeating blueprint. The prophets treat the escape from Egypt as a template for human liberation that God intends to use again and again. Modern systemic bondage operates through comfort. It traps individuals using luxury and the promise of security, creating a cage where the bars are masked by the benefits of staying inside. Because these barriers are made of comfort rather than iron, an individual can live deep within a modern Egypt while believing they are entirely free. On this ancient scroll, Isaiah announces a deliberate provocation. Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. He tells Israel to look past the Red Sea, preparing them for a new exodus. God will act on a scale making the original escape look small. The imposing architecture of the pyramids represents a total, interlocking imperial economy. This system made the Hebrews highly productive, yet entirely dependent on the empire for daily bread. Egypt offered Israel a predictable living and a place in a grand imperial machine. The ultimate trade-off was their autonomy. The people were merely cogs in a massive economy they could not control. When an empire provides your security, your identity, and your sustenance, it slowly erodes the capacity for independent thought. Eventually, the captive loses the ability to imagine a life outside the system that feeds them. These ruins represent Babylon, the symbolic successor to Egypt. Biblically, Babylon is a world system organized around self-salvation and rejecting divine authority. Babylon is a total global environment. It targets the world's political structures and economic systems, creating borderless dependency. Revelation 18:3 details its weapons, the maddening wine of its adulteries, and wealth from excessive luxuries. It conquers through the wallet, creating an environment where bondage isn't geographical. Chains become an interlocking economy, making people productive, comfortable, and unable to conceive an exit. When a system provides every comfort while demanding total allegiance, it moves from controlling your labor to owning your identity. Babylon offers the world absolute security, but it takes the human soul as payment. In Revelation 18:4, the call is clear, "Come out of her, my people." This command echoes the night of the Passover, urging a separation from the system before it is called to account. Since Babylon is a global system of influence rather than a physical city, this new exodus involves no geographical relocation. You cannot leave this Egypt by walking across a border. To come out requires a radical disentanglement of your trust and your identity. It is a decision to stop seeking security from a system that views human life as a commodity. This landscape reminds us of the promise. The same God who parted the sea remains committed to his people with everlasting kindness. The covenant that fueled the first Exodus is the foundation for the final one. The question remains for us today: where is your Egypt? What security or identity have you built inside walls that were never meant to hold you?